All right, so here I am learning about exploring God and deciding what it is I believe. And then I want to talk about it with my kids because although I don't really have a strong, clear theological message to communicate here, I feel like it is important for us to talk. So, Alexa, tell everybody how old you are.
I'm 9 years old.
Okay, and do you know that God is the creator of everything?
I do.
Do you believe that God is real?
Yes, I do.
You do? Mm-hmm. How do you know?
Well, I don't know, but he sent the Bible to tell us exactly what we're supposed to know and exactly what we're supposed to follow, and like the 10 Commandments.
Okay.
He sent those to help us follow along, and then he said that he would come back for us.
Okay, very good. Now, Alexa's a little bit ahead because she's talking about the Bible and is the Bible reliable, which is not even where we are yet because we're backing up here in week 1, 2 and asking ourselves, is God real? Like not even Jesus, but is God real? Because there are some people out there that say God's not real. Have you ever talked to anybody who's not sure if God's real or if they've asked you?
Well, I have. And I've tried telling them that he is, but I don't have a real explanation that he is. I don't have proof.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've struggled with too. And then today at church, our pastor was sharing something that I thought was so simple that I would love to share it with you, and maybe you could share it with your friends when people ask, well, how is God real? Like, how do you know? Okay. Now, these 4 walls, like a Lego house, when you have 4 good walls, it's more likely to stay standing. And you're a Lego fanatic, so you know this, that when you build something and it doesn't have 4 sides, it's kind of wimpy and it might not stay. So we're playing with the Lego set, and Alexa's going to help me build 4 walls on here. We're going to talk about the 4 walls of my faith and how I'm learning about it, okay? So the first wall is about God as creator, and this is logic. And so go ahead and add the wall to this. This is to remind me that God is the creator of everything, and before him, without him, there's nothing, and nothing can't make more something. So God was first. He's the creator. And that's why I believe there's a God, because there's a universe and there are people and something can't be made out of nothing.
And without him, we wouldn't be here today.
Right. Absolutely. It just doesn't even make sense because how would we get here?
Yeah, it's like there is no proof that there was something else.
Exactly. So the first wall of our rectangle is that God's a creator. He is the creator. And that's logic. Something had to start it all, right? The second wall that we're going to build is about design. And have you ever seen a caterpillar turn into a butterfly?
Well, I've watched one because we catch butterflies.
Yeah, we catch butterflies for fun. No animals have been hurt in the making of this video, though. We see the design in science, like flowers and nature, and even animals, like like a polar bear or a seal, and how it has.
Or like a sea lion.
Yeah.
It has design to go,
right, and the wing flappy feet things. Like there's design, there's an actual pattern to how things are made that has such intentionality behind it. That didn't just happen. That wasn't like, oops, we have blubber for a whale that needs it because it's cold. This didn't just happen. There's a designer, and therefore, there's design in our world, and therefore there is a designer. So we've got God the creator, and then when you finish the wall, that God is the designer. There is a design in our world. It's very intentional. It's very intricate, and therefore there's a designer. Now the third one, Alexa, is a little bit more personal because it's that I have experienced God. I have felt him. I have sensed his presence. I have been nudged by him. I have had peace that surpasses understanding. And other people have experienced God too. Have you experienced God?
I have.
Like personally, where you're like, there's no explanation except God. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you've experienced that, and I've experienced that, and lots of other people experience that, either it's real and there's a personal God, or
we're just pretending and it's our eyes and mind lying to us. That didn't really happen.
Right. And that doesn't seem quite logical. So I'm not sure that that's it. I think there really is a personal God that we're having experience with. So we've got 3 walls so far. We've got a creator, we've got a designer, and we've got that experience that we know we've experienced with our own self. So go ahead and add the 3rd wall. Now our house here is getting stronger and stronger because we have 3 walls up, and this is how we know God is real. So here's the 4th one. It's very interesting. Do you think there's a right and wrong?
There is.
What is one of the wrong things across the world? Like people in California and people in China would think, what is wrong?
Well, if you don't pray to him, you don't read his Bible, you don't go to church, you don't know. You don't understand it. And then you're like, oh, that's not true. Because you've never experienced it. You've never actually picked up the Bible to read it.
That's true. And some people haven't given it a chance. What about people who don't believe in God? What would there be that still people would say, that's just not right? Like even people who don't believe in Jesus think that's not okay.
Well,
can you think of something really bad that people do?
Well, a lot of people break into houses. And like you were telling me earlier today, you were talking about this one woman that some really bad things had happened and someone stole her purse and things were just turning around horrible.
And nowhere is it okay for you to steal something from someone.
Right.
Not in any country. People who believe in Jesus, people who don't believe in Jesus, they're all going to say it's not okay. It's not okay to do that. So that's perfect. So the fact that there's morality like that there are ethics, that it's right and it's wrong, and that we all agree on it, means that there is a moral being, and that is God. God's the one who does that in us. And isn't that a perfect example? So put that 4th wall up. Now we have a creator, a designer, an approachable God who gives us personal experience with him, and then also this moral being that helps us all know what's right or wrong, no matter what. This is the 4 walls of how we can communicate that we do think there's a God. And this is, again, not going to the Jesus argument. It's not proving that the Bible is reliable or that Jesus really was God. This is just the first step where we're saying, we think God's real. What do you think, Bex?
Well, it is pretty true. But what if we found something like the ark? Then would we truly believe?
That's the question, right? Like, what do we need? What do we need in front of us to really believe? Do we really need pieces of the ark? Or can we maybe see the truth in these 4 walls and believe with that? It's a great question to leave them with. Okay, see you next time.